Hello YouTube, it's for the goats here. Happy New Year everyone. So new year, new format, and this time I'm choosing to play Memento. Now the reason for this is being one, it's one of the more budget friendly decks in this form right now. I got the most of this core for about 150 and the most expensive piece I just borrowed. But two, it's also I think one of the better decks at playing through hand traps, which Razeol and Maliss play a ton of. And against Razeol, I think it's also one of the best decks into their detonator. So yeah, I am playing the Fiendsmith build of this deck, but you can play that you can play that without those cards if you want this to be fully budget. So I'll top of that more on deck profile. So starting things off with the 3 Ofs, 3 Darkblade, 3 Witch, and 3 Yugioh. So some builds have said they only play 2 Darkblade, and I can see why, because you are clogging up your deck with 6 normal summons here. However, I'm still liking this ratio because, one, Darkblade is one of the best ones to going second rather, as you can use it to pop a back row, like say a Floodgate or the Razeol Field spell, something like that. And two, if you summon this and get this out to go into your combo rather than just starting with this, that gives you an extra body on the field to go into your Fiendsmith line. Which, you know, this is, she's a Stratos, she adds any Memento to your hand on summon, and then she can bring Mementos level 2 and lower back from the graveyard. So you summon her, you get the horse, and then you use it later in the combo to get back your mace. So Yugioh, this is one of our best, this is the best extender in the deck. It can come down if you've got no monsters or just Memento monsters, and then you can pop it and send 5 levels of Mementos from deck to graveyard. Which in this deck, it basically means it's a Foolish Burial. And with this playing the Fiendsmith package, even though this card is a magnet for hand traps, if you take a hand trap, you don't mind, you go, okay, link this and the Witch off, make the Fiendsmith line. And that's all of our multiple Mementos. For our 1-ofs, we have 1 Goblin, 1 Mace, 1 Sleepy, 1 Akihiron, 1 Gyat, 1 Dragon, and of course the big boy Mind Creation. So these are the 3 you'll be sending off of the Yugioh, with Gyat sending itself back upon being sent. So what you're trying to do is you're going to go Yugioh, send these 3, Gyat comes back, you'll add this back to your hand, and then you play the combo with Gyat and the Witch I just showed. The Witch will then pop the Gyat and get this back so you can get your spells. Now the Goblin is a great alternative opener if you haven't got Witch or Darkblade, as when it summons it foolishes any 2 Mementos. In fact, a lot of builds have been playing 2 Goblin with the Goblin Biker spell, which I have been trying in the past and I may go back in the future because it actually was pretty good. In addition to this, these 2 cards you want to see in your hand afterwards because they become hand traps with the big boy on the field, with this giving you Mementos all protection and this being a snatch steal in your hand. Then we have Akihiron. He's one of the better extenders in the deck because when he's into the graveyard he can bring himself back and he can bring other Mementos back from the graveyard as well. So he's put more boys on the board to go into our Link 2 place. Sleepy, this is our best non-spell fusion card, as it can on summon make a fusion. So this card is a way to get into the Twin Dragon, which I'll get to into later, but getting this out early gives you an amazing amount of extension. And in addition to this, when it's destroyed, it's a foolish, so you can foolish Akihiron, you can foolish another name if you want to get into the combined creation. That's all you can do with this card. The Dragon, this card is a good extender going first because it's a body you can put on the board to carry on your Link plays. I'm going second, it can pop Mementos and cards in your opponent's field, so it's a good board breaker that also extends your plays. It's also just a big body as well, which is pretty good. And of course, combined creation along with the trap card Cranium Burst. Yes, I'm not playing the Griffin build, I am playing the Cranium Burst build. So if those don't know what this does, Cranium Burst basically turns this card into a 5 material Appaloosa because you can remove 1,000 attack points not once per turn from this to negate an effect on the field. In addition to this, combined creation is a massive body of 5k that can summon itself if you return 5 Mementos back into your deck. So it refills your deck for next turn. It's a massive body going second, and when your opponent activates an effect, it summons a Memento from your hand or graveyard, which ideally you want to get the Witch on the field, because we do play IP Masquerader in this deck. During the opponent's turn, you can go effective this, summon the witch, get another memento to your hand, possibly your mace, and then you've got a body on the board with IP Masquerade to go into SP Little Knight, and the mace in hand, which when this is on the field becomes a Satch Steel, which gives you another interruption. And that's it for the Memento monsters. Outside of Cranium Burst, we are running 3 Memento Fusion, and this card is absolutely bonkers. Because not only is it a quick play fusion that lets your monsters dodge hand traps, but you can also banish it to get any of the Memento spell trap into your hand. Now, okay, sorry, I'm wrong there. No, any Memento spell trap will clean the copy of itself. So this card makes your deck much harder to Ash Blossom or Veiler, and it also allows you to extend your combos further. And it's really good if you've already got one of your extenders in your hand, because you can then search Bone Party to give you either an extension on your own turn or a way to rebuild your board if you get wiped in your opponent's turn. Speaking of which, Bone Party, it's basically an e-telly for the deck. It can pop a Memento from your hand or field to add a Memento to your hand or summon to the field. Again, this lets you dodge hand traps because you can just pop the monster if something like an Imperm or a Veiler targets it, and then you can get an additional body on the board to go into your fusion and rank 2 place. It also has effects in the graveyard that gives a monster piercing damage, but that never really comes up. And one of this thing, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this card's name. This card, it lets you summon mountains from your grave when ones are popped if they're lower level. So with cards like this, if you get this out before this is on the field, you can go this, effect, pop itself. You now have 2 mementos, and then this card's graveyard effect will trigger, sending a memento back from your graveyard. And this card will activate, sending a memento back from your graveyard as well. So this one card can give you a +2 in your hand and 2 bodies on the board. And finally, of course, this card at the end phase lets you put a memento spell trap from your grave back on the field. It lets you recycle your Bone Parties, your fusions, etc. So that's it for the Memento part of the deck. Let's get on to the Fiendsmith part of the deck, and keep in mind this engine does make the deck a lot stronger, but you don't need to play this if you want to play this for budget. You can just play more goblins with the Goblin Biker spell or something in that vein. It's quite simple here: 1 Lacrima, 1 Engraver. Now, one thing I would change about this deck is I would play 1 spell, either Tract or the one that makes a token, because once I had this stuck in my hand and I couldn't get rid of it because I had nothing to search with it. And I personally like the Fiendsmith card that gives you the token in this deck, because if you get 2 bodies on the board and you go through your full Fiendsmith combo, you end up with Desiree on the field with this still up here, and you need another body on the board to get this off the field, so you're not losing advantage when you equip it to the Desiree. And if you've got the token maker, you can put the token on the board, and that's an immediate link to this goes off, you get more value, and then you equip it to this for its negate effects. So yeah, we're also playing 1 for 1 for another guest to Goblin. Actually, this card did actually unbrick the Fiendsmith card in my hand at one point. I sent it to the graveyard, got Goblin, and then to make my Fiendsmith combos that way. But yeah, we'll definitely play the spell in the future. And we're playing Azaroon because we're playing the Rabbit. This card negates inherent summons, and it's also another body in the field again if you want to do more link climbing. And then our hand trap lineup, that's something I would definitely change next time. It's very simple: 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Chill, and 3 Imperm. One thing I would definitely do in the future is I would probably cut this and play Nibiru, because Malice just eats through these cards like they're nothing. So I'd rather something just take out their entire field. So I think in the future I'd move this to the side maybe and play a Nibiru instead. And that's it for our main deck. So yeah, this deck is, like I said, pretty resilient. It plays through hand traps pretty well, other than Dimension Shifter, of course. And the Fiendsmith cards really have to play through Draw and Lockbird as well, because as long as you can get 2 bodies on the board, you can still just make your Fiendsmith combos under the draw. Speaking of which, got an extra deck, we've got the Fiendsmith package, Sequence, Desiree, Requiem, and Close Heaven. Mostly know what this does, we'll still be quick here. Any 2 monsters makes Close Heaven, you link it off into this. This summons your Fiendsmith from the deck, which gives you material to summon this out, which is a multiple negate when it's equipped with a Fiendsmith. So you equip it with this, and now you've got 2 negates on your field. Again, most of you have probably seen this before, so I won't elaborate too much on that. I'm also playing an access code package with Dark, Selene, and access code itself. Obviously, for going second, most decks these days are playing some form of Dark monster, so you can go Witch, another monster, into this. Then you can go this, Summon from the opponent's grave, Link off into this, Selene, get back the Witch, into access code talker. Then you can go this, the access code talker, 5/3, and that's 2 pops by itself. And then we're playing a few generically good Link 2s, which is IP Masquerena to go into SP Little Knight, and of course the Rabbit. So I'll be honest with you, IP wasn't that good. I ended up just making SP flat out instead, but that's the reason where I think it could come up, especially with the Snatch Steal effect. You can see the opponent's monster, link it off, get SP, that's 2 removals. And then we're playing one Chaos Angel rather. Now, this is something you can do with the Fiendsmith cards if you don't want to go into the Fiendsmith line. However, I think next time we'll probably cut this out for the Chimera Fusion instead. I think it had more application in this deck. And for the fusions, we're playing the 2 Thunder Dragons. This card, on summon, it can pop itself to get 2 Mementos into your hand, then bring Mementos back from your graveyard with a lower level. It combos well with a field spell. It's a big body going second. This is really good. And of course, finally, the King. While the dragon adds 2 to hand, this card sends 2 from deck to graveyard, along with another card from the extract to the graveyard. So you can send a second copy of itself to the graveyard, along with 2 monsters to fuel your creation. And then you can bash this to get the field spell. It's also a big body that on field can pop Memento cards and opponent's cards. So you can pop their board and use your Memento monster's effects when they're destroyed. So yeah, other than the Chaos Angel, I think this extra deck is pretty decent. The Selene line only came up once, but I think it's still a decent thing to play, because it also gives you more bodies for your other Link 2s if you need them. And finally for the side, this is obviously going to be specific to my locals, so go appropriately. So we're playing the usual suspects, 3 Lancia, 3 Dimensional Barrier. A lot of people got the set with those 2 decks in it, so I need my Razeol and my Maliss counters, especially the Maliss counters, because this deck finds it really hard to play in the Dimension Shifter, so you want this. In fact, I'll be honest with you, if I ever play one of the monsters in the extra deck, it would be Artifact Dagda to guarantee this card would be seen more often. We're then playing 3 evenly matched. I think it's the best board breaker. Again, I could see myself playing the Beard instead of this, but this card only came up once on Sunday, but it happened win the one game I did see it. 3-draw and Lockbird. This is really good against rogue decks because a lot of them can't play through this, and it actually hampers Razeol in particular quite well, because even though they can play through the dominant search their decks, they can't do very much with this on the field. And finally, 3 Lava Golem for more ways to clear, particularly Razeol boards, because they don't put that much on the board. Unfortunately, the one game I drew this in was against Infernoble Knights. Yeah, let's give Infernoble Knights the fire monster on the field. In respect, I don't know why I decided this in against Infernoble Knights. Chalk that up to a brain dead move on my part. So yeah, I'm quite liking this deck at the moment. It's quite, like I said, it's quite budget. It plays a lot of hand traps, and it's decent against the 2 top meta decks. In the future, I may try the Goblin Biker engine, like I said. I might cut the Dark Blades down to 2. I want to try a few things with this deck. Thank you all for watching this video, guys. The next scripted video will be out either Thursday or Friday. And this year, I want to get a lot more videos out, because we're going for the 1,000 subscribers for the monetization this year. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.